Welcome back everyone to the Project Nodenium server. Today we've got a bunch of different projects that we're going to be doing. Some of them are going to be small, some of them are going to be big, and some of them will be getting us set up for future projects. In the last episode, we built our villager trading hall, which is up on this platform, and I've gone ahead and added in the rest of the villagers. So we've got our librarians over here, which have a lot of the basic books that we would need for different tools and armor and gear and all of that good stuff. But not only did I get all of the villagers added in, I've also built a creeper farm, which you can see right here in this stone structure. And one of the projects that we're going to be doing today is getting it decorated up so that it looks a lot nicer and fits in with the rest of this build. And this creeper farm is designed by Chapman. I'll include a link in the description if you want to check it out. It's really easy to build, and as you can see here, it works pretty well. But since I've recently built this farm in another video, I thought I would just go ahead and get it built here and just show the actual decorating that we're going to be doing. But decorating the creeper farm is going to be our big project for today, and we're going to save that towards later in the episode. What I want to start off with doing is a little bit of work over in our base here, because we spent some time away from our base area and we have a lot of work that we need to do for the main base. For today, what I want to do is go through and clear out all of the trees so that way we can see what we're working with. We've now got all of the trees cleared out, and look at all of the wood that we've got. We've got a bunch of dark oak, we've got a bunch of pale oak wood, and that will be very useful to have for other projects that we're going to be doing not only today, but also in the future. We do still have a few trees along the cliffside here. I think I'm going to have to wait to clear those out until we do a little bit more work with this terrain. But what I'm thinking that we're going to be doing is we're going to be having several buildings that are going to go along this cliffside here. And the primary reason that we're building on this hillside is to take advantage of the change that comes when you're in the Pale Oak Garden. So you can see once we cross over into the Pale Garden biome, the sky turns all gray, everything becomes less saturated, and we're going to be taking advantage of that to be able to have a little bit more atmosphere for the builds that we're going to be putting in here. And the Pale Garden biome stretches around this corner of the mountain all the way over to here. You can see it stretches all the way over there. We're going to be using this full space, I think, or a lot of it, but that building is going to be coming later. We still have a lot of terraforming to do, a lot of digging to do, and we're going to need to wait to get started with all of that because I have a couple of other projects that we want to work on for today. So I finished a small project, and before we start on our main project, there is one other little project that I want to do, and that is going to be going onto the nether roof. And we're going to be building something to decorate our nether portal. So right now, the nether portal is a little plain and a little boring. And right now, we've got a competition on the server for decorating our nether portals. So I want to get a build added in, and maybe we'll be able to win the competition. But even if we don't win the competition, we are going to end up with a nice little design to signify where our base is. For this project, we're going to need a little bit of deep slate, which we have. We're going to need some blackstone, and I think we probably don't have enough there. We're going to need some basalt, which we don't have enough there. We're going to need some nether bricks, which we don't have enough there. And you may be sensing a theme here of we don't have enough resources. So let's get them collected up. Starting with some amethyst blocks. We're also going to need some of this to be able to craft up the purple. I think that's it. Purple pillars. Ah, so difficult. That should do it. We're also going to need to do some trading for quartz. We're also going to need some warped wood, which always feels a little bit risky gathering up in the nether. While we're in the nether, we also need to get a little bit of blackstone. The last tricky item that we're going to need to collect are some prismarine blocks. So we are headed out to this ocean monument, which we are first going to need to clear. So that way we can mine the blocks, hopefully while not dying along the way. All right, we're going to go in. We're going to place some TNT along this arm to hopefully get us in pretty easily. Let's see. To do this, we're going to go right here. We're going to put the TNT. We're going to avoid getting hit by all of these guardians. And on top of the TNT, we're going to place some sand. Then we're going to place a redstone block next to it. We're going to run away, run away, run away, and hopefully, yes, now that exploded, let's go in. There we are. Oh boy, oh boy. And we've got a lot of guardians in here. Now, I forgot to put my chest plate on, so let's get that put on. Hopefully, oh, you know what? Actually, no, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of here because I'm going to drown. I forgot to bring a door with me. That could have been bad. Let's get a door. So I've crafted up 9 doors. That should be enough to get what we need. So let's go in for attempt number 2. We've got the Elder Guardian right here. We're going to try to take care of this Elder Guardian real quick. Let's get a few hits in. Come on, a few more. Let's do it. All right. All the way over, all the way over. There we go. Okay. 1 down. 2 to go. So we're going to come around to this side and we're going to do the same thing. Let's get the sand here. All right. So we put the TNT, we put the sand, we put the redstone block, we swim away so that we don't die. It explodes and now we can go inside and let's see. We've got this Elder Guardian right here all ready to go. Perfect. Let's go around the corner here. We're going to need to get healed up a little bit. We're taking some serious damage. There we go. All right, we're safe for now. Okay, now in we go. We've got this Elder Guardian ready. Come on, a few more hits. Oh, okay, keeping an eye on our damage. Let's get out of here. Oh, no. Oh, that was close. We almost died. Serious death there. All right, round number 2. Let's see. Can we get this Guardian? There we go. Okay. That is our second Elder Guardian down. Now we just need to find the 3rd Elder Guardian, which will be at the top of the structure. One thing that I realized was that we are close to our gunpowder farm, so I can just craft up a 3rd TNT, and that will get us to the top of the ocean monument pretty quickly. So let's drop down into the ocean. We're going to place our TNT. We're going to place the sand. We're going to place the redstone block. We're going to go away from all of these guardians, so hopefully we don't get killed. Oh my gosh, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. Okay. Oh no, let's get out of here. Oh no, let me out. Oh, I was so afraid we were going to die there. We're ready to go in and hopefully, no, oh, so much damage. All right, around the corner, let's go ahead and place a door here. There we are, got a pocket of air. Now, last Elder Guardian, let's get him as quickly as possible. Take as much damage. Come on, or deal as much damage. There we go. All right, that Elder Guardian is down. We can now place our ender chest, get a little bit of milk. There we are. And now we can start mining. So pick our ender chest back up and we're going to need just about a stack of prismarine. And we've got 1 stack of prismarine blocks. And the last thing that we need to get is a bunch of purple concrete. I think we now have everything collected up in these shulker boxes and ready to go. This is not going to be a very big build, but I think it should be pretty interesting. Let's get into the nether and start building. And we've got the completed build here, which I think came together very well. All of the lights in there are going to make it much easier to see when we're going through the nether. With the fog, it can be a little bit challenging, but from a distance, I think this is going to stand out. And as an added bonus, the portal is all linked up correctly. We should be able to pop out here, and yes, we are back at our home base. That's one more project completed. But now that that's completed, it's time to move on to our main project for today, and that's getting our creeper farm all decorated up, which means I gotta get some more resources. For this project, we are going to need not a lot of mangrove wood, but we are going to need some of these roots to be able to create the muddy roots. And that means we gotta grow a bunch of mangrove trees. And mangrove trees are probably one of the more difficult trees to farm, but that's not gonna stop me from getting it. Fortunately, we didn't need to get a lot, so we should be all set with what we have here. One of the things that we're going to need to collect is a bunch of leaves. And while we do have a silk touch hoe to be able to collect the leaves, we are going to also need a fortune hoe to be able to get a bunch of saplings. And I finally found the fortune librarian, so we'll be able to get that fortune book. And we're going to also need to come over here and get the efficiency and unbreaking books as well. Then we're going to add all of the books, and that should be everything that we need to get all of the saplings we could possibly want. There we are. There we are. Now we're whoa. Whoa. Whoa! Gotta be careful where you're mining leaves. And after a little bit more collecting, we have now a bunch of spruce saplings, we have a bunch of spruce leaves, which we need, and a bunch of spruce logs, which we don't need. I don't use a lot of concrete, but I've found that just having some water sources around makes for a pretty fast way to convert it from green concrete powder over into the green concrete. One of these days, I'll get an official place to get a bunch of concrete powder converted over to green concrete, but for now, we're just going to make use of the water that is underneath these dark oak slabs. And we're once again back in the nether collecting up blackstone to be able to craft up some blackstone buttons. And wouldn't you know it, we're back here trading with villagers to get quartz. It's a good thing that I built this villager trading hall last time. It's almost like I knew I would need it. The last thing that we're going to need to get is some gray wool, and it looks like the gray wool is all out. We could probably get black wool. I think that would be fine. All right, so we should now have everything all collected up and ready to go to get this built. Let's get the shulker boxes all picked up and we can get started building. So we now got our creeper farm all built up and decorated, and I think it works really well with what we've got going on over here on the trading hall. I've been having a lot of fun coming up with these designs. They're sort of a overgrown futuristic design, and I've not really done something like that before, so it's kind of fun to do something new. The last thing that we need to do for the creeper farm, though, is take care of the AFK platform, because right now it's a little bit of an eyesore. And I have an idea for what we can do to make it a lot better. So what we're going to do is go through this platform and we're going to replace the stone with chest. So we now have this platform that we're going to be able to stand on. And then when we go to AFK, I've got some stone in here. I'll place the stone right in this center point, and that's going to prevent phantoms from spawning in. But then once I'm done, I can just break that stone, put it into this chest, and then from down here at the ground level, we're not going to be able to see the chest because they're too far to render in. And an invisible platform is the best kind of platform. Before we end the episode, there is one more thing that I want to do, and we have just about enough time to be able to do it. So let's go over here. We're going to grab some diamond ore. We're going to put that into our ender chest, and we're going to head to the shopping district because I want to buy something. All right, let's look and see. Can we find the shop here? Is it over on this side? I always forget where shops are at. It might be over here. Aha! Here we are, the trim shop. So what I want to be able to get are trims to be able to add to my armor. And what do we have as far as options? So we got coast, sentry, flow, snout, wild. Let's go upstairs. What else do we got? Spire, bold dune. Okay, ward, silence, coming never. Really? I was really hoping the silence one was here, but we could probably try a different one. All right, so the way that this store works is we have to pay 8 diamonds per one visit. So this is our visit. We're going to put 8 diamonds in here. We are then going to get 1 coast trim. There's one. We're going to put this in like that, like that. Diamonds. So we now have 4. So we return this to the barrel and let's head back to my base. Now let's go ahead and get these applied so we can put our armor trim here. We're going to put that here. We're going to do that. Then we're going to put this here. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to get that. put that there. We're going to do that. And our armor now has a little bit of character, but I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. It's been a lot of fun. We've got a lot of building that we've completed today, and I am really happy with the progress that we're making. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And until next time, see you later.